Hey there, everybody. Okay, hopefully this is working the way I intended it to. But welcome back, everyone. My name is Chris. This is Wizard Way. Welcome to another chill live stream, late night chill stream. This is specifically for Lord of the Rings cross stitch. So I have my cross stitch here, and I do have an overhead cam, as you can see. So there's my overhead cam, and we're going to be just working a little bit more on the pattern that I have going. So let me switch up the view so you guys can see the pattern that I'm looking at. This is my Go West pattern, which the pattern was purchased individually, and then I went and bought all of the supplies for it. So I bought the fabric, all of the embroidery floss, and all the little bits and bobs for organization, because I'm big on organization. Here are all the threads. There are over 50. There are over 50 different threads for this pattern. It's a bit bonkers, but that's what we're working with. So, just bringing over my scissors, my threader, and get my mouse out of the way. But I have a new setup, so hopefully everything is working. We're going to switch on over to it, and we're just going to chill. We're going to chill for a bit. So I believe you guys should be able to hear some background music. If anyone is there, definitely let me know in chat whether you can hear it or not, or if it's too loud for whatever reason, because I know that can happen too. But let's switch it over. There we go. Okay, so you can see me, you can see the work, and you can see my pattern because I have a screen capture on my phone. So I have what is called the Pattern Keeper app. This is a new thing for me, but I can't imagine doing cross-stitch without it now. This thing is amazing. Since my pattern was just a digital PDF, I was able to import it directly into the app. Hashtag not sponsored. I just really am enjoying my experience with this app. I got to name it, so this is my Lord of the Rings Go West pattern. And I can show you guys a mock-up. So this right here, sorry. This is my pattern that I'm working on. So as you can see, it's sort of a stained glass type of piece. The artist is Jian Guo, I believe, aka Breath Art over on DeviantArt. So they do specifically this kind of stained glass looking design for a bunch of different Lord of the Rings things. So this is my first pattern that I have purchased for specifically this style of work, but I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh yeah, definitely highly recommend this app. Now I have the trial version at the moment, but I think you get a free 1-month trial, and I've had it for, I want to say, a week and a half. It's amazing. So I imported my pattern, and then I went through and it automatically loads all of the different symbols for you, and then you assign those symbols to a thread color. So in this case, you know, the symbol is the O here, and then I assigned it to the DMC number of the thread, which is 747, and it auto-populates that color of thread into the pattern. So just to show it off here, you can zoom in as much as you want. Once you complete a stitch, it adds the color into the pattern for you so that you don't double up your stitches, but stitches that haven't been done have their symbols still. So I have the highlight set to green, so green is the color of the stitches that we're currently working on. And I tend to do things in 30 stitch batches. So I'm currently working on this section right here in my pattern. But I love that when you complete the stitches, you basically press the button up top and see it toggles over to being a highlighter. and then you can press whatever stitches you've completed, and then you press the button at the bottom to have them filled in. You can also go back if you need to frog or remove stitches. You can highlight completed stitches and you see the bottom instead of a check mark. It is a frog button. So I love this app. It's super cool, and it takes so much of the effort out. I don't have to worry about a ton of papers everywhere or those magnetic boards. I had a bunch of those magnetic boards to keep all of my papers organized, and then I would shift the magnets around and use highlighters. This consolidates it all onto my phone. It is amazing. So in order to get started tonight, I need to cut more thread. So once again, using the 747 color, which is like I'm gonna say a sky blue. It's like a light sky blue. I tend to do 6 lengths of the skein. That's 5 and 6. And then I just give it a quick cut. Definitely let me know in chat. Hey, Unholy Chaos, what's up? Let me know in chat if you guys can hear the background music or if it's too low, too high. I didn't get the chance to double check it tonight, so let me know if it's too low. So I am using 2 strings, or rather 2 strands out of the thread. Oh my gosh. Already on the struggle bus. Pulling the thread is like something I am terrible at. I've never been good at this. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. Hashtag awkward. There we go. Okay. My cats are looking at me like, why are you dangling the string? My kitties want in on the action. I also did fix my overhead cam, so I switched it to my Logitech Brio, and just the quality is so much better. You can actually see what I'm doing. So, much happier with this setup now. Oh, hi kitten. Hi Alana. Are you coming over? Do you want to be involved? Or do you just want the string? Are you here for the string, kitten bit? Come here. What? Every time I go live, I swear to God, every time I go live, she wants up. You are fine literally all day long, and the moment I go live, this happens. Say hello to Alana, everybody. She is my dilute tortie. So instead of being black and orange, she is gray and like a creamsicle orange. Hi, kitten bit. Go on. Off you go. Thank you. Sweet girl. Hey, Annie, what's up? Alright, let's get started. I don't know why. I don't really need to lick the thread, but it's ingrained at this point. I do have a threading tool I can use if I don't thread it perfectly the first time, but we got lucky. We got lucky tonight. Easy thread. So how is everybody? Oh no, you should be asleep. Womp womp. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for sharing the kitty love. Is everyone joining in from Twitch tonight? Okay, where were we? Where was I? Okay. Almost 1 a.m. My goodness. So that would put you on East Coast. East Coast, either US or Canada. I need to get a better overhead light. The light at my desk is not ideal for stitching, honestly. Okay. I'm just going to wiggle this into position here. Always tricky getting the first stitch in place. There we go. But once the first one's down, we're usually pretty good to go. But yeah, just thought I would do a little bit of cross-stitch this evening. Nothing crazy going on. I actually am going to start doubling up on my reading live streams. So tomorrow we are starting what I am going to affectionately call Hobbit Hump Day. But Hobbit Hump Day means Wednesdays I'm going to start reading The Hobbit. So if you guys are normally here for my streams, you'll know that I just started Lays of Beleriand, which is Tolkien's poetry. So if you like Lord of the Rings, and you've never heard of that, it is Tolkien's poetry. Fantastic stuff, honestly. So we are currently reading through Narn I Hing Húrin, or The Lay of the Children of Húrin. It is an incomplete poem, but I love epic poetry, and Tolkien does a very good job of it, so we are reading that on Saturdays. Lays of Beleriand. So poetry on Saturdays, and I figured I would really like to start reading Lord of the Rings again. It's been quite a while since I read it all the way through. But since we're going chronologically, we started with the Silmarillion, it makes sense to progress to The Hobbit and then move on to Lord of the Rings. So while we are doing the Lays of Beleriand, we will also do The Hobbit. And I'm hoping, if I plan things correctly, I will finish both of those at the same time, and then we'll start doing bi-weekly, or no, semi-weekly? Semi-weekly streams. 2 streams a week reading Lord of the Rings. Trying to get through everything before the Amazon show comes out. No guarantee that'll happen, but we can try. Oh, no worries. Thank you so much, Annie. Thank you for stopping in. Sleep well. Sleep well, my friend. Postamai. Lostavai Oluvai. Good night. It's always very slow progress with these cross-stitch patterns. I figured it's the perfect excuse to stream. At least I get to share the experience, and I can listen to some music and just sort of chill with it for a couple hours before bed. Hobbit reading is going to be tomorrow morning / early afternoon. It depends on your time zone. I tend to go live between 10 and 11 my time. I'm currently on Pacific time, Pacific US time. So probably afternoon. Probably afternoon for most people. Alright, do we skip 1? Skip 2. but we will be starting The Hobbit tomorrow, so it's a great time to actually tune in. I'm figuring we'll make pretty good progress with The Hobbit, because it's not nearly as difficult to read as the Silmarillion. The intended audience for The Hobbit is much, much younger. It's not necessarily about the lore, it's about the whimsy. Hi, Gray. Oh, we've got the other kitty. Hi, Gray. You wanna... Hi, do you want to come up? You can. I won't stop you. Come on up, Gray. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Do you want to come up? Usually he wants up on the desk. It's alright, Gray. It's okay. Go on. There you go. Hi, Gray. So you saw the other kitty. My dilute tortie is Alana, and this is Gray. He's my big gray boy. Come here. He's like, no, I just want to rub against the mics. Gray. There we go. Hi. Come here. Come here, sweet boy. There we go. Okay, now we get the rumble purrs. Okay. He's my thick boy. You're so thick, Gray. You're a good kitty, Gray. He's more of a reluctant snuggler. He doesn't care for it, but he's purring up a storm. He just feels very put upon. Don't you, Gray? You're a good boy, though. Okay, okay. I'm not sure if you guys can hear his purr over the music. Probably not. Oh, and nuzzles. All over the mic. This is why there's fur on my cross-stitch pattern, sir. It's all your fault. Lana doesn't get up in the stitches, but you do. Poke, poke, poke. Kitten butt. Come on, Gray. Gray. Pick a direction. Come on. Thank you. Good boy. It's not even my stream anymore, it's just the cat's stream. Reluctant snuggles. Exactly. He is not the happiest of snugglers. He's the type that he'll come up to me when I'm in bed. And he'll get nice and close and nuzzle and want his scritches. But under other circumstances, he's usually not very touchy-feely. He's a very independent kitty. Are you just gonna lay down there? Yeah. I swear though, they have a sixth sense for when I go live. I could be making all sorts of noise, but the moment I start talking to nobody, they want to be all up in my business. Oof, I need to get a little bit closer. Sorry, I keep adjusting. Just want to get into a relatively good posture with this. I'm trying to get back into the habit of engaging my core, which is not as easy as it should be. I used to be super, super active, but I have fallen off the bus, if you will, fallen off the wagon. Oh my goodness, cat fur. Cat fur everywhere. But I've been doing workouts recently that I swear they should be making my core super sore, because they're not easy. Like, I feel like I'm gonna die when I'm doing it. But the next day, my core isn't sore. And I'm like, okay, I'm definitely not engaging my core like I should then. So, having to relearn. I've gone too long just, like, letting it all hang out, if you will. I think I just got to a certain size where I stopped caring. And especially with the pandemic, I wasn't out and about with any sort of pressure to have good posture and poise. So I just got out of the habit. So, working on it. This is another thing, excuse to try and keep good posture and engage the core. Hey, Zoe! Bedtime chaos. Oh, man. Good luck with your kiddos. Bedtime chaos is no joke. I don't know how you get them to calm down. I am blissfully unchilded, if that makes any sort of sense. No children for me, just 2 kitties. And Gray comes into my room between 9 and 10 every morning, demanding scritches. But that's about it. Finished that row, but because I only got partially through that last row, I'm gonna do a bit of a technique here where you guys want to see. Come on, focus. Focus! I have 3 stitches there. I'm gonna start skipping stitches, going backwards on the first part of the stitch, so that I can do... on the back, this will basically make what looks like a zigzag. But this is just one way of getting back to a starting point if it's really far left of where you finished the previous line. So, not sure if you can see it, but right here, you can see a couple stitches are spaced out, and now I'm going to fill in those gaps. End result being we have the first half of all of these stitches done, and then we can continue the line as if we had started all the way left. There we go. So now we just have all of the first part of the stitch. Okay, do I have... I'm skipping something here, right? Yeah, stitch 15 is skip. Also, the other thing that I made sure I did before I started was I gridded my fabric. You can see the lines here. Those are every 10 stitches. So the lines on my fabric match the lines on the pattern here. It really helps me keep everything straight. I haven't made any major, oh my god, I have to undo 100 stitches. I haven't had any of those mistakes yet. Knock on wood. Very happy I haven't had any of those issues. Thank goodness. It's my fault. I snuggled the kitties, so now it's probably just transferring from me to the canvas. Or fabric. It's not canvas. What am I talking about? You know what I mean. Kitty Scritch demands They're definitely better than screaming child demands. Oh my word. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how any parent does it. This is why I'm not a parent. I'm like, I can't even conceive of it. That is beyond my skill set. I would not be the person who could deal with that. Like, I've not been a retail worker. Also for that reason. My day job prior to the pandemic was massage therapy. And I feel like it's a really nice profession in general because people are, by and large, happy to see you. They're happy to come in and, you know, once you work on them, they're really relaxed. They tend to leave happy. There are the occasional customers who, like, they come in angry for whatever reason, or you release something. If you release a part of their tension that's emotionally charged, sometimes they'll have a sort of emotional release and end up having negative feels, whether that be crying or just feeling really agitated. That does happen, but it's relatively rare. While massage was really tough on my body to perform over the course of like 15 years, I feel very fortunate because I had a really good set of clients over the years. Okay, we're going one past. Yes, yes. But yeah, so random skill set. If you guys have any questions about massage, feel free to ask. Any awkward questions you've wanted to ask a massage therapist but never had the guts to, feel free. I tend to lean on the side of education anyway during my live streams, whether it be Tolkien that we're talking about, or life experience, me being queer. I don't mind answering questions, and if something comes off as being something I don't want to answer for whatever reason, I'll just let you know. But for the most part, I tend to be a pretty open individual. I very much believe in the process of demystifying things. I think communication is totally essential. And if something makes you uncomfy, it's usually out of a fear of the unknown. So if we remedy that, you know, the unknown part, sometimes the fear takes care of itself. Happy with the work, but sad they couldn't continue after a while. Exactly. That is exactly it. I didn't realize how badly my body had taken it until the pandemic forced me to not work. Because the government assistance kicked in, and unfortunately for me, because of where I lived and the kind of business that I was involved in, which was a discount massage place, the goal of the work was making massage accessible to a broader audience, not just it being something considered a treat only for the wealthy middle class or the elite. With that in mind, our prices were very low, and thus my cut as a massage therapist was very low. I was not being paid what I was worth, not even close. So when I started getting government assistance, the assistance was more than I was making working full-time. Which is bonkers. It's terrible. So I'm just like, well, I'm getting paid to not work, and I'm making more money. I was that person that all the boomers were like, murr, people aren't gonna want to go back to work because if we just pay them, who wants to work? I wanted to go back to work, but I no longer felt safe. The pandemic took that sense of safety. And it just, again, my body had been breaking down, slowly but surely. And my body just couldn't do it anymore. Once I had rested properly, I was just like, I can't go back. I can't go back. So I moved states and I didn't renew my license. And ever since then, ever since the pandemic started, I have switched to content creation. Luckily, my TikTok has gained some leverage, so that's always nice. Shout out to any of my viewers who happen to find me through TikTok. I made a Lord of the Rings joke, and it just sort of snowballed from there. But Lord of the Rings is my original fandom, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Way too much geeky stuff to enjoy. And I do now have a website where I do Elvish translation work. As well as my crafts and such, because I do like cross-stitch, but cross-stitch is for me. The other crafts that I do are, I make Starscape Pendants, which are hand-painted. I use glass blanks, so tiny little pieces of glass. And I paint really sparkly starscapes on them. Okay, now that we've finished this row, I'm going to fill it in on the app here. Oops. Struck it in. My phone is at a different angle this time because of my setup, which may or may not work. Let's see. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Sweet. Oh, that's right, I forgot. I was going to use this one here. This stitch here. I was going to use this stitch and then transfer over to get these outliers. I completely forgot. That's okay. Instead of there, we'll access it from here. From that purple stitch there. That's what we'll do. Oops. So, 2 rows from now, we'll switch it up. There we go. Yeah, love being a massage therapist. I've only done 1 massage since the pandemic started, though. I did 1 massage to help my extended family, I guess, question mark? It's my sibling's wife's mother. She was having a lot of pain when she was making a visit, and I was just like, hey, remind me tomorrow and I will work on you. So she got somewhere between an hour and 90 minutes. I wasn't keeping track. Okay, This one goes 8. 8 and then skip 3. I miss the work for a couple reasons. One, it's really nice helping people. I think the love language that I speak best is acts of service. So because of that, I tended to really gain a sense of fulfillment out of doing massage work. Because it felt like giving, and especially for my chronically ill patients, I felt like I was actually making a huge difference in their pain levels so that they could function on a day-to-day basis. So I missed that. And 2, it was good exercise. It was like a slow burn, constant low-key exercise. Because I was engaging my core and, you know, tensing muscles in order to deliver pressure where it needed to go, and it was just really good for me, I feel. So I'm missing out on that now, which is why I've not been able to control my core very well. Okay. And 3rd, it was just nice to have a bit of a routine. Social interaction, just a tad. Because most of the time people, well, it depended on the clients. Some people were very talkative. Some people basically treat their massage therapists like actual psychoanalytical therapists. So sometimes we heard some tea, if you know what I mean. But some people, like, that was relaxing. It was their way of detoxing. And so, you know, we're not trained therapy therapists, right? But we could at least listen. So some people were very chatty, and other people, I actually put it on my intake forms. Like, how much do you like to talk during massage? Because some people, they want you to shut the hell up. Last thing they want is to be chatting when they're trying to relax. And I totally respect that. I tend to be that person, because if I start talking, I won't shut up. I'm far too talkative. But if I don't shut up, I don't tend to relax. So it has to be a self-imposed rule that if I'm receiving a massage, I need to just not talk. If I had a massage therapist that I saw regularly, I feel like that would be a little easier. Because once a therapist learns your body, there's not too much that you have to actually communicate, unless you're doing very difficult work over a super sensitive area or tension that's really ingrained, anything that you're using a lot of deep, precise pressure, then you have to communicate. But a lot of times, at least from my perspective, once I got to know a client's body, I could just intuitively follow where their body took me. And 99.9% of the time, that would be exactly what their body needed, and it could just be a very intuitive thing. So satisfying. You could tell. You could tell when you did like a really good session on somebody. Because instead of feeling tired from that session, you feel invigorated, like, I did good, that was good. Another event of the day for me is I finally got my mail keys from the post office. This has been a thing we've been trying to make it happen since January. It took them 4 months. 4 months. To get me my freaking mail keys. Now, to be fair, we did have one of the old tenants' keys for our mailbox, but when there are 3 people living in a duplex, and only one person has access to the mailbox, it wasn't working. It was not working. Because I now share a duplex with my sister and their wife. So they have their own unit, I have mine. Theirs has more bedrooms, which is good because of the kind of work that they do from home. And I think they just plan on having more guests than I do. But mine's just a 1-bedroom. Super spacious. Do not know what to do with all the space in my new place. But if you're curious about how I've been decorating it, that is something that I'm covering a lot on my Patreon. And I also post up videos with the hashtag Valinor House over on TikTok. Okay, next line. So 8, skip 2. So we've got 8, skip 2, 1, then 2, and then all the way out to 30. Okay. We'll see if I can get a couple of those outliers on this pass. This piece is definitely going to be a slow burn. Because I did the math, even if I do between 400 and 500 stitches every single day, which I have not been able to do, even if I worked every single day on it for several hours, it would take me between 7 and 8 months to complete this design. Because it's, I think you can see on the edge there if you tilt your head. Sorry, if you tilt your head this way. You'll see on the edge there of my phone screen, it says how many stitches we've done today and then how many stitches there are overall. There are 106,800 stitches. Finished design will be about 15 by 22. And that's just the stitched part of the fabric. So it is a big one. It's a big pattern. Hi, Zoe. Yes, bedtime chaos achieved. Well done. Well done, Sister Suffragette. I need to watch Mary Poppins. It's been a hot minute. I'm doing okay. Trying to chill a little bit. I did a little bit of food prep today. I managed to get my mail keys. Fucking finally. Oh my god, mail keys. It should not have taken as long as it did to get my mail keys. Oh my word. Okay, 2. But we finally got the mail keys. The mail keys work. Heck yeah. Oh, I got my t-shirt. I got my t-shirt from Lee. Lee and Mario and everybody at Friggin' Nerds. I got my winnings from winning their drawing. I should totally grab that shirt. Let me do that. This is a chill stream. I can do whatever I want. I'll pull up the BRB screen really quickly. Be right back. Okay, there we go. My mic is back. There we go. I need to mess with those settings. It shouldn't automatically turn off like that. Stay friggin' nerdy, it says. I love it. I love it. Yes, I got it. Thank you, Zoe. I've been keeping an eye on my audio levels lately because they've been kind of screwy now that I'm messing with my scenes and stuff. I need to update my loop deck and reprogram it. It's one of those projects that I haven't spent a lot of time on. Whoa, hello. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Now I can keep good posture. Hey, good morning, Mikey. What is up? What is up, my friend? Hope you're having a nice chill morning. Managing to get that morning cup of tea. Oh my gosh, where's the hole? Find the hole! That's what she said. But no, I'm actually really loving this t-shirt. Stay friggin' nerdy. I love it. Oop, let's not destroy the string, Chris. My goodness. A little too overzealous there. Okay, this one goes all the way out to 30. But slow but steady progress on the cross-stitch pattern here. We're still only at 3%. The percentage marks are gonna take a while to climb up. Because it's just such a big pattern. And I'm working this on 18 count fabric. So the stitches are quite small. There are 18 stitches per inch. Alright, all the way out to 30. And then... Okay, we're going to try and get some of these outlier stitches here. Oh, where'd the needle go? So I'll probably use the rest of my thread to do these outlier stitches, and then when we start the new string, I'll pick it back up and do the second half of these stitches here. That'll take me back to the corner here, and then we can continue upwards like normal. Okay, first one's gonna be here. It's 3 over and 1 down. Make a little L with 3 stitches. If we can find the holes. There we go. I'm getting a little creative with my patterning, but I'm closing off all of these stitches before I move on to the next outlier. So I'm basically treating this like it's one way. I'm not just going to do the half stitches and then follow it all the way back. This way I only have to make the jump to each section once. Let's see, the next one is here. Getting your morning cup of tea. I called it. I totally called it. I know how you Brits work. Though that's presumptive of me. I'm not sure if you're a Brit or Welsh. You could be Scottish or Irish. Either way. Say, you never said what part of the UK. I have been told off by my one British friend that my accents are terrible, so I try not to do them too much. I used to code switch a lot though because I had a Welsh boyfriend, okay? That was a long time ago, but... I mean, I think he was British, but his schooling was in Wales? I don't know if he was in school at Cardiff or something, but yeah, he would just go. If he got excited about something like a Firefly. Because he was geeky like me. We watched Firefly together for the first time for both of us. It was brilliant. It was so much fun. So much fun getting to do that with a friend. But he'd call me a Yank all the time. Bloody Yank. And I'd call him an oily wanker. And everything was fine. Made perfect sense. It was fine. But there were certain things in the United States that he could not get back in the UK, and I thought that was interesting. Certain sugar cereals that you guys don't have over in the UK. So he was all about Apple Jacks. He loved Applejacks. I know there were a few of them, but Applejacks was his favorite. Root beer, he loved root beer, but you can't really get that over in the UK. It's a distinctly American thing, apparently. I didn't know that. Let's see. Make sure I'm counting the hole properly. There we go. Yeah. I've run off my grid. I'm past my last line. You live in England. Oh, okay. Background is Irish, though. Oh gosh, an Irish accent? Gosh, now you're putting me on the spot when I've been making an effort to not do any of it. Now I feel too put on the spot. I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to butcher it and make a complete ass out of myself. Complete arse out of myself. Was that even close? Oh Lord. Be kind to me, okay? It's been a long time. Oh, any British accent was— there are so many though. That's not fair. Like, you know, the basic Southern general British accent is completely different from like a Yorkshire accent or oh man. My only other than my boyfriend, my only real exposure to Welsh accents is Gwyn Cooper. Gwyn Cooper from Torchwood. I'm not a huge Doctor Who fan, but I have seen bits and pieces. I saw the David Tennant seasons of Doctor Who. I'm like, where am I? What am I doing? Who am I? Okay, here we go. Just one, not two. So you can see we're getting these little outlier stitches here. Okay, let's see going on here. I have watched it's been a while, but I did for a period of time watch quite a lot of Catherine Tate as well. So she did a bunch of different accents. I mean, there's always Lauren, right? Ain't it though? Am I bothered? Am I bothered though? Look at my face. Look at my face. Does my face look bothered? I ain't bothered. So there's that. But that seems so... I know there are people who actually speak that way, but I know she's being a little extra. So putting it on a little extra thick for Lauren's character. So hopefully I've done enough. I'm like, how'd I do? Alright, this is the furthest out one, so woot. Tennant was the best Doctor, that's my honest opinion. I could never get into Matt Smith as the Doctor. And after that I just sort of fell off the bandwagon. I didn't see any of Capaldi. Capaldi was my partner's husband's favorite Doctor, though. He loved Capaldi. But let's see. And I don't even know the actress's name who's been playing the Doctor, the female Doctor. I fully supported there being a female doctor, but I never watched any of it. Tate is amazing. Like, the thing is, to an American watching Catherine Tate is a completely different experience, because I can't identify which accents she's doing. I can distinctly tell the difference, but if you ask me what accent it was, and like, I know that's half of what makes it funny, is that she's pulling a very specific accent to go with a certain British stereotype, like a regional stereotype, and I'm not picking up on that exactly. I don't know which one is Yorkshire or which one. I don't know any of it. Do not know. I wish I did. Maybe one of these days. See, 3 above the 2. Same line as that. Okay, it's 2. 3. Okay. Trying to find the right hole. That's why the grid helps so much. Section of Shakespeare she did in a sketch. Oh, with Lauren? With the Lauren character? That's so funny. Oh yeah, the Amist I'm Bothered. Yeah, where Bothered became Bothered. Looketh thine at my face, looketh thine at my face. Doth mine face look bothered? Right. I did see that. Yeah, and the one she did with Tennant where she's like, are you the doctor? Are you the doctor thou? Are you disrespecting me? Yeah, despite the UK being small, the accents are extreme and very far away from each other. Absolutely. Can totally attest to that. Okay, let's see. Skip one up. Okay, I feel like this other bit I'll be able to reach. So, this one. It's gonna be so satisfying to mark all of these stitches off of the main page. Okay, so this one's 1 up and it's over top of the C. There we go. Yes. Okay, gonna make quite a jump here. Let's go. This one in between, so it's here. Oh my gosh. Come on. There. Oh, no, one more. One more up. Man, the grid is a lifesaver. And 5. So the ones that I'm currently doing are these stitches up here. That's what I'm working on right now. So you can see it's kind of high up on the corner there. Top. Oh, she was a staple for you growing up. That's super cool. Nan was terrific. Like, was that one of her characters? I'm drawing a blank. Was Nan one of her characters, or like her actual Nan? I just remember the Catherine Tate show being available on Netflix, and so I watched a bunch of it. I have a relatively good ear for the accents, but I'm just completely out of practice. Maisie got me all fucked up in my head. When Maisie said stop, that's terrible, I was like, okay, I'll never do it again, I'm sorry. Not sure if you happen to know who Maisie is. Maisie Matilda is the one, she's a 4-edge artist. So she's the one on TikTok doing the amazing portraits on the 4-edge of a book. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, Laser Blariant. Ooh! Laser Blariant, this is the 4-edge. So she'll put things in a vise and then paint on the edge of the book. It's brilliant. Like, honestly, gorgeous. Gorgeous work. Okay, I feel like everything else is closer, so I think I'm going to jump over here now. Work on that section. That's 2 down, 3 up. Hi, Alana. Are you coming back up, kitten bit? Are you coming back up? Are you coming? You can come if you want to. I'm not super militant about my cats not being on my desk when I'm streaming. I think it's more important for some streams than others. But this is normally a time that I spend with them. Hi. Come here. Oh, look how pretty you are. Look at that gorgeous coat. Look at that gorgeous coat. Hi. Do you want to get all over the dark shirt? Is that the new goal? That's the new goal. Hi. Let's switch over so they can get a good view of you, huh? How about that? I'll just switch it over here. Hi, kitten. Oh. There we go. There she is. She's getting comfy. Oh, you're falling off the edge, kitten. Here you go. We always pause for kitten cuddles. Always. All done? Oh, okay. You want back in the corner. She's comfy now. I wish I could show you where she's currently at. My desk setup, I have like this, it was actually a nightstand table. Oh, you're coming back out? That was fast. It's a nightstand table, and shelf on the interior of it has my consoles, which are unfortunately very, very old. I have a Nintendo Switch, that is my newest console, and I have a PlayStation 2 and an N64. Because I don't have several $100s to drop on new consoles every couple years. But because of the shape of it, there is a space underneath the shelf that she likes to crawl into, huh, kitten? Make up your mind. Are you coming or going? Are you gonna curl up or do you want to cuddle? Okay. Oh. Okay. I've got your paws. I've got your paws. Okay. I'm just gonna be stuck here for a minute. You're so pretty. If she would look up, you'd be able to see her green eyes. There you go. Good girl. Oh, okay. Too much movement. That was me. Sorry, kitten. You can go back there if you want. I'll take the strings out for you. Here you go. Yeah, there she goes. Okay. I'm not surprised by that. Are you just moving in and out? You don't even care now? She can't make up her mind if she wants to stay put or come out and get cuddles. Oh, and you nailed the new shirt. Covered in fur now. Alright, where were we? Where were we in the pattern? Don't mess with it, please. She's like, spoil sport. Love me, okay, bye. Basically. Oh my gosh. You're so temperamental, kitten. There's always a chance when you're doing this that, like, you do an entire section and then you realize, oh no, I'm off by one. And then you have to unstitch it all. Luckily, things just matched up exactly where they were supposed to, so woot! I have done well. If I do 0 unstitching this stream, it's a good stream. Okay. Oh, she's settled. She's settled. She's curled up underneath the shelf thing, like I mentioned. Oh, okay. Yeah, Mikey, I am doing cross stitch. So this is a kind of needlework. Specifically, let's see if I can bring it close enough. So you can see that there are like indentations in the fabric. Those are holes in the fabric. And so you go up one and then through another, and you just continue doing that. But in the process, you're making a stitch from, let me see if I can do this correctly, from here to here, and then from here to here. So you make cross stitches. So they make little X's. And you do this over and over and over and over and over again until it makes an entire pattern. So that's what I'm currently doing. But the pattern itself looks like this. So that is the full mock-up. When I finish it, it will look like that. So that's what we're working on. And as you can see, this section here is not very much of it. So all of the green is the color that I'm currently working on. But you can see that corner down at the bottom that has all of the blues. Those are the stitches I've actually done. And this is, you know, I have small hands, but even so, you can see, like, it's not even the size of my palm, what I've actually completed. So we've done a little over 3,200 stitches out of 106,000. 106,800. 1068. It's a lot of thousands of stitches, so it will take me a while. It is a slow project. Yeah, it's one of those things, like, it's repetitive and almost meditative. So it can be really soothing sometimes to just sit down and stitch instead of worrying about other stuff. So not all of my streams are cross stitch. I've just added that in a little bit. Both because I need minutes watched, which is true. I do need more minutes watched. And also, just as a change of pace. I was originally going to make these like ASMR streams, and then I just sort of thought better of it. Let's see, I need to get back where I was on the pattern. Okay. And I'm reaching the end of my thread, so I'm gonna jump over to the other side of this little area, and then once I finish these stitches, I'll tie it off. So basic cross-stitch terms. And I mean, I've been doing this on and off for years. My grandmother taught me. She'd probably hate how I currently do it, because my mathematical brain kicked in, and like, this is inefficient, the way that she taught me. This is inefficient. I can do better. And so now my style is very, very different. Typically, you can tell what kind of cross-stitcher somebody is by looking at the back of their work, which I'm about to show you because I need to tie off this thread now. So looking at the back, this is actually very, very neat. This is neat. Because you can see every place that I bring in a new thread, which is what some of these lines are, these ones here. That's all me starting new threads. And then you can see some areas, like over here, bring that up close, where they're kind of raised. And that's where I've been going, making gaps in between stitches. So the whole section that I did, You can see those longer bits are where I was jumping around to different areas. But when stitches are nice and close together and very, very neat and tidy, that's what you're usually going for. Alright, let's tie this off. So to tie off a thread, we basically just thread it underneath the existing stitches that we've already done. Ow! Gosh, that's the second time I've done that. Okay. And you trim off the extra. And you grab a new thread and you start all over again. Oh my gosh, so much cat fur. I am reaping what I sowed. This is all you, kitten bit. She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. No clue. What are you on about, monkey? Because to cats, we must just be monkeys, right? Queer little monkey creatures. So, you'll notice I'm splitting thread right here. Oh, that went so smoothly. That was so much better than the first one. Yes. Okay. Totally just messed my camera up a bit. So, each thread in cross stitch is actually this size. The group here comes, you know, bunched together. It's one long length of string, just backed over itself. So this is called a skein. This is a skein of embroidery floss or embroidery thread. Comes in all sorts of different colors. Thus my ring of different colors. So you can buy kits that have all the different colors that you need already included, or in my case, I bought a pattern, and the pattern gives you basically a list of the colors that you need. So you buy them all separately, and then I organize them. But from here, this thick string has six smaller threads, just spiraled around each other. So in order to get this into what we actually use, we take two of the 6 strands, and that's why I pull the thread apart, and then we end up with this, which is much easier to work with. And you can use either linen, which just has natural fibers, or you can use what's called Ida fabric, which is what I'm using. And they make it in all different sizes of stitches, and they're counted. It's called counted cross stitch. You count the number of stitches per inch of length. So 14 stitches per inch, or 14 count, is going to be, the stitches are going to look long, they're going to look larger. The stitches look larger if there are fewer stitches per inch, right? Because if you only had 4 stitches in an inch, those are going to be really big, but if you had 18, which is what I have 18 count fabric, those are going to be much smaller. So I made the choice of doing 18 count instead of your typical 14 count, because otherwise the finished product for this pattern, because it's so large, this is a very large pattern, the finished product would have been something like 25 inches by 36 inches. Like, it was big. And I didn't want the finished product to be that large. So the easiest thing to do was to switch how many stitches per inch. So by doing 18, my finished dimension is going to be 15 by 22 inches. Much more reasonable. especially if I plan on framing it and putting it up on my wall. Because typically when you frame, you end up with, you know, the mats that people make, right? To put around the cross stitch to make it look nice. Plies, yeah. Mm-hmm. You can tell the drape or how the fabric falls based on how many plies the yarn has. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. They're probably called that in cross stitch too. I've just not heard it termed that way. And it's just because it's not like I'm an active part of the cross stitch community. This is the closest I've come to being part of the cross stitch community, actually doing a stream and putting it under the makers and crafters section of Twitch. Okay, so as I mentioned before, because we did all of those outlier stitches, we only did half of the stitches on that one line. So this line right here at the very top, you can tell it's not as dense as the other one. Hopefully you can tell. My camera, even though this is a great webcam, it doesn't do the best on the stitches. But we only did half of those stitches, so we need to go back and do the other half. So the easiest way is just to string the thread through those stitches. There we go. So it's caught under a few of the stitches there. And from there, we will jump back in. I'm just going to keep an eye on it, make sure that I don't pull it too much, or else I'll just pull the string right out. There we go. I feel like I'm about to knot it. Don't do that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now it'll be in place. Once I finish off this line, we'll go in and mark off all of the stitches that we did. That's going to be the really satisfying part. Have I done many of these before? Yes. I tend to start more than I finish. Typical Aries. I tend to start a lot of things that I don't finish. But I have finished a few, and I can show a couple of them to you. They're just in my closet across my room, but I know exactly where they are, so I can grab them pretty quickly. Let me grab them. We can do that. Why not? I'll be right back. Coming a mile away. Okay. I have 2 cross stitch bags. So just everything is kept in plastic. So I'll show you one over here. So this one is scrolled up, but this is a piece that my grandmother started. And when she passed away, it was amongst her things because she had never completed it. Now, she didn't do cross stitch for several years before she passed because her eyesight went. She couldn't see it anymore. But this is what is called a bell pull. So it's a long, slender piece. And it goes on and on and on and on. So she did probably 80% of it. And and then I finished it. So at the bottom, she always put grams on the bottom of hers, so I put her name and then I did my little signature down there too. But it is complete. It is now finished. So, and this one, I'm not sure if you can tell, but this is on linen. So it's not a counted cross-stitch fabric, which in some ways makes it a little bit more difficult because you're counting the threads in between your stitches. Because in this case, again, not sure if you can see it, but you can see each stitch goes over to and up to. So you do the main cross stitch, which are the big colors here, and then at the end, depending on the pattern, you have back stitching, which puts the outlines in place. Not everything gets outlined. I tend to do it just to show distinction, you know, between the petals in this case. But that's what a completed piece looks like. So I finished that one, but I haven't backed it like I probably should. This is another one that is work in progress, may or may not ever get finished. So it is a cat in a birdseed box. A bunch of cardinals. And so that one... Not done with that. This one's kind of fun because you can see the half stitches. So this one uses half stitches to make them look like pine needles, which I thought was a cool effect. This was the first cross-stitch pattern I ever got. And it's obviously a kit, so it came with all of the thread. But that is the first pattern I ever got. My grams gave it to me, and I still haven't finished it. So, like I said, some get finished and others do not. So that's one bag. And then I have bag number 2. This is a larger bag. So this has a couple large projects in it. This is a fairy. I really liked it because looking at the wings, where the light of the moon behind it is shining through the wings, all of those are half stitches. And then the bits down here that are darker, where the moon is not shining through the wings, are full stitches. So you can see the difference in coloration. They are the same colors, but that's the difference between using a double stitch where you use 2 threads versus a single thread. So I thought it was really cool. It's huge though. It is huge. This thing is also incomplete because it is massive. It looks pretty though. So. It's quite large. So again, incomplete. I don't know that I'll ever finish it. And this is also done on linen, so it's a difficult piece. And there's so many different threads, so many different colors. So that's a massive project. I may or may not ever finish it. And then I have a project that I haven't even started, and that is a tree skirt. So this is for a Christmas tree. So it's 4 different Santas. And this fabric, you can see how large of a count that is. So that's, I think 5. That's a 5 count fabric. Only 5 stitches per inch. But it's a very big project. this was amongst my Grams's things when she passed away. It had not been started yet, so... my Grams liked to make tree skirts for people in the family. It was one of the projects that she just really liked to do. And she never got to make one for me, so I'll have to make one myself. But I do have 2 pieces here that I've finished, so these are completely done. I went on sort of a Japanese kick. So that is a finished piece. Now this is on printed fabric, so the background bits here, the light brown colors, that's printed onto the fabric, so I didn't cross-stitch that. You can see that it's just printed. And we have half stitches here, and then normal stitches everywhere else, and then we have a couple special stitches where I had to make this rope and then stitch that on, embroidery style. It's a fun piece though, I love it. I completed it in 2009. So that's a pretty piece. Very, very happy with that one. So there's that, and this one. Yeah, I really liked the butterfly one. Same company for this one. Yeah. So, Orchids. So the other one I completed in 2009, this one I completed in 2010. You can tell I went through a stint where I worked really hard. And this is... I want to say this is 12 count? So the stitches are a lot larger. The fun thing on this one is that it used metallic thread. So all of the stitches here, you can see they've got some sparkle to them, depending on the light. So it's like one... Because you use 2 threads typically, one thread is metallic and one thread is normal. So these would just need to be matted and mounted. But they are done. So I have done a couple pieces. The other piece that I have done, I gave to my mother. It was a hummingbirds. It was hummingbirds and hibiscus flowers. And so that was the first one I ever actually completed. I think I completed it around 2007. So it's been a long while since I've actually completed a project. Last one I actually completed was the bell pull one, the first one that I showed you that's all rolled up like a scroll. That is the most recent one that I've completed, and I finished that, I want to say 2017 or 2018. So there's been a long period of time where I've done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But yeah, so those are the projects that I've done. So this is by far my most ambitious project. Knowing that even if I do a good amount of work every single day, it's still gonna take me like 9 months, 8 or 9 months to finish this thing. That's daunting. That is a big commitment. Which is why I'm live streaming part of it. I figure if I schedule myself to work on it at least once a week, then at least I'll finish it in the next 5 years, right? If I just keep it up. So I'm trying to be relatively regular with it. But you gotta think, I'm a little over 3% in. And I've been working the equivalent of about a week, maybe 10 days on it. Come on. Oh, why are you nodding? So that's pretty fair progress. Why are you being like this? My thread is knotted. Hold on. Can I pull you through? No, I can't. Of course not. That would make it too easy. Okay. This knot is really tight, so this might take me a second. Worst case scenario, if we get a knot that we can't work out, we just snip the thread and rethread it and start over. Yeah, sorry that meetings suck so much, Mikey, but have a good day. Thank you so much for chilling with me. Take care. Yeah, pointless meetings are the worst. You'll make it, though. You've had your tea, and things are gonna be okay. This thing is being so stubborn. It just gets on just the right spot. Okay, we got it, we got it, we got it, we got it. Oh, there we go. Nice and smooth. We got it. Okay. Yes! So glad I didn't have to break my thread. Wouldn't have been the end of the world, but it's like we just started this thread. Alright, let's finish this line and then we will mark off all the stitches we've done. I still maintain that's the best part. It's so nice. It's like checking things off a to-do list, right? It's the most satisfying bit. Other than actually, you know, completing a project, but that's a very, very slow burn. Delayed gratification there. Ooh, it's after midnight already. My word, time flies. I really haven't gotten that many stitches done yet. Slow and steady wins the race, right? I may continue a bit off stream as well. Give it a good hour of, you know, concentrated effort with no distractions. If I do that, I'll probably get another 100 stitches down. I've never actually timed myself, like how many stitches I do per hour. That would be interesting to know. I know some areas are easier to stitch than others, though. For sure. Because this area over here with all of these spaces, it takes extra care and counting. That takes a lot of time. Versus all this stuff, that was very quick. No problem, Zoe. Thanks for being here. We'll call the stream to an end in just a moment, so stick with me. I wanna at least have someone present for the final count. So, got a couple more stitches here. and then we'll mark everything off and see how far we got. Alright, 2 more. Okay, woot. There we go. Line done. So now the fun part. Now we get to mark off all the stuff. Okay, we did... Oh, no, we didn't do those. Let's clear it. We did all of this. All of these outlying stitches. Did these 2 lines. Oops. Wrong part. There we go. Not too much today, just 135 stitches, but that's still progress. So 135. That added 0.13%. Ridiculous. 0.13%. Womp womp. But hey, you know, it's something. It's something rather than nothing, and I will absolutely take it. So, oh man. So that is it for tonight, I think. Just wanted to do a bit of a chill stream. It's been a long day. But I did make some wonderful Tuscan garlic chicken tonight, so I made good food. I also made a avocado cilantro lime spread that I've been using as like avocado toast. It is delicious. It's close to guacamole, but it doesn't have the tomato or onion in it. It's a pretty smooth spread. So very tasty and absolutely good for me. Making good choices. I had some fruit today too, so it's good. Is it still Monday? Wait. I already skipped ahead and thought it was Tuesday. Is it still Monday? Wait. It's Tuesday now. I jumped ahead. Okay, so later today, now that it's Tuesday, later today is not my stream day, so Wednesday is hump day, and therefore it is Hobbit hump day. So I will be reading The Hobbit on Wednesday. I totally thought it was Tuesday already. Whoops. I'm skipping days. It's been that long of a day. It's been so long of a day that I thought it was Tuesday. Womp womp. I will, I'll text you, Zoe. I'll text you the recipe. It's a super simple recipe and so delicious. Easiest to prepare in like a food processor. So highly recommend. I will text you the recipe before we head to bed right now. So everybody, please take care. Thank you so much for joining me for another chill cross-stitch stream. There will be a reading stream on Wednesday for Hobbit Hump Day. We will be reading The Hobbit. And then if you want more Tolkien poetry, that will be on Saturday. So Saturday is Silmarillion Saturday, where we finished reading the Silmarillion, but we're still covering stories that are within the Silmarillion. So we're doing the poetry version from the Lays of Beleriand. So please stay tuned for those. I will probably sneak in an ASMR stream as well sometime this week. So that'll be a late night stream. The other ones tend to be the morning to early afternoon. Yeah, recipes are good. I love sharing them too, so I will totally share the recipe. But everybody, please take care. I will see you guys on Wednesday for Hobbit Hump Day, and yeah, we'll do that, and maybe an ASMR stream soon as well. So take care, everyone. Thank you for hanging out with me. Good night. Bye, guys.